Not bad there. Hope we're doing well, folks. How's it going? We're back. What up? Go hit the lights here. How's it going, everybody? Happy Monday. So we're starting here. Um, we did beat Bloodborne yesterday, and I had an amazing time. Kind of want to watch some like story stuff. Good old lore video. And then the Mario movie is coming out in a couple days. So I feel like playing some Mario games here and there. I have like Mario All Stars. So I might be down to play some Sunshine. Can see myself probably playing Mario 3. I feel like. We did beat Galaxy 2. like a year ago. So I don't ever feel like a strong need to jump into that one. I play Galaxy a lot. Uh, so I feel like, you know, either or would be a lot of fun. Um, just to express my playthrough of Bloodborne. It was just a lot of fun. I just genuinely loved it. Really addicting. I was just hooked. It's hard for me to like stop, like get up and do other stuff. You know, I just felt constantly engaged. Um, the atmosphere was very good. I think they just had very good art direction with it. I feel like in a lot of like darker games, it could be dull, kind of like dull, plain. Um, Games that would come to mind would be like The Dark World and Prime 2. Maybe the Dark World and Zelda games, still a little bit more colorful, but like, yeah, more dreary. But like there, it was like it was dark, but like still like bright, you know. Very curious just to learn more. We got in that last duel. I was on my wit's end. It's a very sweaty last fight there. I thought I was gonna have to wait another day to like stream maybe because I was going for like almost 8 hours. I was like, all right, it's late. Yeah, I was yawning a lot this morning. I gave up sleep. Just playing it. It was just so much fun. I just loved it. Just everything clicked. The fact that I mean, I was confused every now and then, wondering like what this. I feel there's things I'm missing, but like I was still like figuring things out, playing things discovered. Um, people do like the same things throughout it, but like everyone's experience is gonna be a little bit different. I was kind of reckless, uh, in the game, more than other Souls games. I feel like, um, I don't know why. I feel like I don't know. I'm trying to think of like other like Souls games I played. Um, I don't know. I just feel like I died very easily. Bloodborne, compared to other games. Probably because of the armor. I feel like, yeah, except the whole like weight system, so I figured I was able to take hits a lot more. I feel like I was just very clumsy. You know, a mishap can happen, like bam. Um, Now I love the action like of it. I feel very satisfied. I love countering and fighting people. Um, it was just really cool. I'm genuinely like curious to learn more, and I feel like over time when I try out like the other stuff, like weapons and stuff like that throughout the game, I'll probably like it even more. Um, be pretty curious because yeah, we didn't do like the DLC and stuff like that, so low-key I can see myself like going at it, just kind of scrapping. It was a lot of fun, dude. It was like actually shocking. Don't want to burn myself out. You know. But yeah, other than that, in terms of like future stuff, we're gonna be like a funny part right now, I think. Cause for me, it's gonna be like fighting games and like Time Stranger, mostly. I feel like. Um, I know like when Invincible Versus comes out, I'll be playing it a lot. It'd be kind of a good time just to mess around with them. I do think eventually I'll practice some like Tekken 8 and whatnot. I like fighting game stuff. I'm trying to think of like single player stuff that I personally do. Obviously, like Digimon and probably Tears of Symphonia. I know Pragmata's coming out. I don't know if I'll get it right away. I don't know if I'll fit, but it's just like games are expensive, you know. I'll see. I mean, give me time to try other stuff out here and there, so it'd be pretty cool. Um, This video is by Vati Video. He made the video like 10 years ago. There's like an 11-minute version, but it's like a half-hour version. So I'll probably watch the half-hour version. Generally like shout out to them. Before I even just go. I genuinely want to like check it out. So like, you know, thumbs up. Thank you so much. Just very curious. Just to learn about the game itself. Hopefully it'll help me appreciate it even more. Just to see what the story is. Probably get my thoughts on some things here and there.
Is fear, and the oldest and strongest kind of fear is fear of the unknown. H.P. Lovecraft.
Our eyes are yet to open. Fear the old blood.
These were the words spoken between Master Willem and Lawrence, from the cautious teacher to the ambitious student. Fear what you do not understand. Fear the old blood. And so our story begins, as you might have guessed, with blood. Ancient blood. Deep below the city of Yharnam lies the ancient underground labyrinth of Tumeru. You know it as the Chalice Dungeons. The old labyrinth was carved out by the Tumerians, superhuman beings that are said to have discovered a sinister truth. The hunters had another name for the labyrinth. They called it the Tomb of the Gods, for below they found traces of godlike beings named the Great Ones.
The what?
The Great Ones could function on transcendental planes of thought, meaning they had elevated their consciousness beyond the physical
Okay, so I like missed
the benefits
those.
of operating on this plane are unclear.
The Keeper.
Perhaps it was in the name of immortality, or perhaps power, as even beyond, the Great Ones could interfere with beings and events.
I mean, I got to like Dungeon 3.
Whatever the case, it is clear that some sort of ascension took place.
Well, then I
as
unlocked
there are
chalices for the
numerous
fourth and
references
fifth
to
one,
some Great
but
Ones being left behind. Of all the strange life forms that reside in the nooks and crannies of the old labyrinth,
weird.
the slugs are clear signs of the left-behind Great Ones. One such Great One appears to be abandoned Abritus, a left-behind being who apparently did not ascend with her brethren. One day, Abritus would be discovered by the humans above in a crusade that begins with a character named Willem. Master Willem presided over a prestigious place of learning, Bergenworth. Situated by a tranquil lake and secluded within a gigantic forest, Bergenworth housed the minds that would change the world. In fact, everything sacred in Yharnam came to be traced back to Bergenworth, including the most influential characters within our story. Bloodborne's lore is very character-driven, and there are 5 who I'm going to help you become familiar with. There was Master Willem, Runesmith Carol, Lawrence, Mikalash, and Gurman. I'll introduce them to you in the order that they become relevant in the story. As I said, Master Willem was the head of the school at Bergenworth.
Yeah.
The man was obsessed with the truth and believed in pushing the limits of humanity. In almost every dialogue and description, Willem is referred to as Master or Provost, clearly deserving of a great deal of respect. Many would eventually diverge from his tutorage, but few can say that they didn't owe everything to his research, for while Willem presided over Bergenworth, the scholars there discovered terrific things in the tombs below the city of Yharnam.
Once, a group of young Bergenworth scholars discovered a holy medium deep within the tomb. This led to the founding of the Healing Church and the establishment of blood healing.
It's hard to be sure exactly what was found, but we do know it was related to the Great Ones. On the ground floor of Bergenworth College, we find the Pearl Slugs, remnants of the Great Ones, and at the very top of the college, we find the empty Phantasm Shell, an empty invertible shell that is said to be the familiar of a Great One. After this discovery, whatever it was that showed them that the Great Ones existed, the Bergenworth scholars launched an inquiry into the Great Ones and the Old Blood. For from this point onwards, there is an explosion of lore and history and references to what the scholars found in the tombs below Yharnam. Many of these references come from Runesmith Carol, the second character of our story. Carol transcribed the inhuman utterings of the Great Ones into what we now call Carol runes. In true Lovecraftian fashion, it is really likely that it's impossible for humans to comprehend the speech of the Great Ones, but Carol apparently had a knack, a talent for creating a visual representation of the Great One's words. The hunter who receives this workshop tool can etch Carol runes into their mind to attain their wondrous strength. Provost Willem would have been proud of Carol's runes, as they do not rely upon blood in any measure. This statement is curious. It tells us three things. First, Provost Willem and Carol were close, as Willem would have been proud of him. And second, Willem didn't have a chance to be proud, so it's possible that the two lost contact. And thirdly, and most importantly, Willem would have been proud because the runes did not rely on blood. In other words, Willem did not approve the use of the old blood, the blood found in the Tomb of the Gods. The Metamorphosis rune states, the discovery of blood made their dream of evolution a reality. Metamorphosis and the excesses and deviation that followed was only the beginning. Willem believed in a different path. He believed in attaining more insight, for humanity's eyes had yet to open. The Eye rune states that Master Willem looked to beings from higher planes for guidance, and sought to line his brain with eyes in order to elevate his thoughts. And with these descriptions, you should have some idea of the scale of ambition of these characters. With the discovery of beings greater than them came a desire to ascend into godhood, to push humanity into its next stage of evolution. The only question was, how? Blood or insight? And this was a question that split the ranks of the Byrgenwerth scholars. It's how we arrived at the cutscene we started at earlier, with Master Willem and Lawrence parting ways.
Master Willem, I've come to bid you farewell.
Oh.
Oh, I know. You think now to betray me.
From this cutscene, we can infer that Lawrence was a high-ranking student of Master Willem, because firstly, Lawrence refers to Willem as Master, and secondly, Willem clearly regards Lawrence highly enough to call this departure a betrayal.
No, but you will never listen.
Lawrence disagrees. He does not see it as betrayal, and here we come to the heart of what their disagreement is about. Essentially, it boils down to the difference between the two resources in the game. Willem believes man requires insight and knowledge to ascend. Lawrence believes in the power of blood. Lawrence attempts to reassure Willem, telling him he will always fear the old blood, but that this fear will not stop him using it.
I tell you, I will not forget our adage.
We are born of the blood, made men by the blood, undone by the blood. Our eyes are yet to open.
Fear the old blood. I must take my leave.
So that's what their
Lawrence
solutions
leaves
came
the
down
Byrgenwerth
to.
scholars, presumably with a small group of rebels, and goes on to found the Healing Church. Willem remains at Byrgenwerth and attempts to elevate his thoughts to a higher plane. He will return to our story at a later time, so while I tell you of what Lawrence went on to do, imagine Willem here in Byrgenwerth, sitting in his rocking chair over the lake, musing on how to acquire insight and elevate his thoughts to a higher plane. Everything Lawrence would come to achieve was based on the knowledge he had come by in Byrgenwerth. In retrospect, we clearly see why Willem saw Lawrence's departure as a betrayal. Perhaps Willem himself even planted these ideas in Lawrence's mind. A note in the lecture hall reads, Master Willem was right. Evolution without courage will be the ruin of our race. Lawrence had courage, but it is likely that his courage bordered on arrogance. The Byrgenwerth student uniform states, the Healing Church has its roots in Byrgenwerth and naturally borrows heavily from its uniform design. The focus not on knowledge or thought, but on pure pretension would surely bring Master Willem to despair, if only he knew. So Lawrence threw caution to the wind and put his faith in the old blood. Think on human history. Imagine if, in any era,
so
a church was founded that had access to a substance
kind of came
that
up
could
with
cure
that.
any illness. Imagine if this church gave it freely to a city, how powerful that city would become, and how powerful the church would become within it. This is exactly what happened in Yharnam. People came far and wide to be treated with the miraculous blood of the gods, and the people of Yharnam put their faith in the Healing Church. In fact, what happened in Yharnam is eerily similar to what happened in the tombs deep below, where the blood was originally found. And as you know, many Chalice dungeons, especially those of Loran, are now overrun by horrific beasts. The Lower Loran Chalice states, there are trace remains of medical procedures in parts of ailing Loran. Whether these were attempts to control the scourge of the beast or the cause of the outbreak is unknown. The ailing Loran Chalice states, the tragedy that struck this ailing land of Loran is said to have its root in the scourge of the beast. Some have made the dreaded extrapolation that Yharnam may be next. Yharnam was next. Through overuse of the healing blood, the city would eventually succumb to the scourge of the beast. Until then, though, Lawrence and the Healing Church
I'm not expecting
managed
them
to
to
grow
have so much
in power
plot in it
with the
with
miraculous healing
me and my
properties of their
surprise, but
special yet infected blood. Yharnam grows to become a city of worship and fear. As you explore throughout the city, you see the influence of the church everywhere.
more
With Yharnam's resources,
events,
Lawrence
you know.
clearly had the power to grow the church beyond what would have been possible at Byrgenwerth. All the while, he continued exploring the labyrinth below Yharnam. The Tomb Prospector set reads, a tire of the Tomb Prospectors who explore the old labyrinth on behalf of the Healing Church. The Healing Church traces its roots to Byrgenwerth and is therefore aware of the ruins' true importance. These ruins contain much more than hunter trinkets. Indeed, they hide the very secrets of the old Great Ones, sought after by those with the insight to imagine greatness. On top of this, Lawrence split the church into multiple branches, each with a different purpose. There was the choir, the School of Mensis, and the workshop. We'll get to these branches as they become appropriate, but the main purpose of the church, at least to the people of Yharnam, was the administration of blood healing. Within the Grand Cathedral itself lies a note that says, heir to the ritual of blood, purveyor of ministration, place your hand upon the altar's sacred covering and inscribe Master Lawrence's adage upon your flesh. Blood ministers
On
would
your
have been
flesh,
those
what
who
the heck?
administered the blood healing. How else would the people of Yharnam be so obsessed with blood? In Yharnam, they produced more blood than alcohol, as the former is more intoxicating. However, the ministration of blood was likely a means to an end, for the Healing Church still intended to commune with the Great Ones, in hopes of ascending humanity to a higher plane. This task was given to the choir, a group who were a part of the Healing Church. Members of the choir are both the highest-ranking clerics of the Healing Church and scholars who continued the work that began at Byrgenwerth. The eye covering indicates their debt to the teachings of Master Willem, even though their paths diverged. The choir, garbed in black and white, with the familiar eye covering, occupied the upper cathedral ward. It seems to have been their job to research and make contact with the Great Ones. The Great Is Chalice became the cornerstone of the choir, the elite delegation of the Healing Church. It was also the first great chalice brought back to the surface since the time of Byrgenwerth and allowed the choir to have audience with Ebritus. Ebritus was the left-behind Great One, who came to reside below the Grand Cathedral. We are told that the Grand Cathedral is the birthplace of the Healing Church's special blood, and if the Church were indeed using the blood of the Great Ones, then who's to say it wasn't Ebritus's blood? The Augur of Ebritus is one of the secret rites of the choir, used by the high-ranking
from?
members
What the
of the
hell?
Healing Church. Use phantasms, the invertebrates known to be augurs of the Great Ones, to partially summon abandoned Ebritus, one of the few rites that allow one to directly utilize the power of the Great Ones and evidence that the choir had approached the eldritch truth. The Augur of Ebritus is an arcane method of fighting that was actually shared with the second subsection of the Healing Church, the School of Mensis. The upper echelons of the Healing Church are formed by the School of Mensis, based in the Unseen Village. This brings us to our next important character, Mikolash, who was likely the head of the School of Mensis. The School of
Praise at
Mensis
night.
was, as the
That's
name
funny.
implies, a place of learning, research, and experimentation for the Healing Church. Their student set reads, the Healing Church has its roots in Byrgenwerth and naturally borrows heavily from its uniform design. The school
Right,
was based
so-
below Yharnam, in a place called Yahagul, the Unseen Village. Clearly, the work of Mensis was intended to be kept a secret from the people of Yharnam. In fact, as time went on, the school increasingly seems to have been working alone,
It
even
really is.
separately from the Healing Church itself. The Yahagul at
Because
times
yeah, I was
tells us
understanding that
the
like
hunters of
there
Yahagul
was
answer to the village's founders, the
kind of like the
School of
different
Mensis.
methods that were going on in the
Hunters in
different
name
like
only,
schools
these kidnappers blend into the night
or
wearing this
the
attire.
cathedrals.
These were not true hunters. That title was saved for the third subsection of the Healing Church, the Hunters of the Workshop. These capable warriors of the Church appeared as the scourge of the beast began to show in Yharnam. The Workshop Hunters served under Gurman, the first hunter, who you're all familiar with. The hunter attire reads, one of the standard articles of hunter attire fashioned at the workshop, a fine piece of hunter attire that provides stable defense to anyone facing Yharnam's beastly threat, allows one to stalk beasts unannounced by cover of night. It's possible the unannounced part of that sentence is to do with killing beasts without them noticing you, but it could also be because the workshop was a secret institution. The original workshop is located in a very hard-to-find part of Cathedral Ward, and think about it, you don't want the townsfolk.
Yeah, because I know for sure, because obviously we're like fighting like the hunters like throughout the game.
You want to avoid panic at all costs. So the hunters
But it seems like they have their own purposes with it.
But the hunters and the beastly scourge couldn't stay a secret forever. In what would come to be called Old Yharnam, a new disease appeared. It was called Ashen Blood. I call it a disease, but the small medicine tablets used to treat it actually counteract poison. A tablet used to treat Ashen Blood, the baffling sickness that ravaged Old Yharnam long ago.
So there's already like a plague going on at that point then.
The Ashen Blood ailment eventually triggered the spread of the beastly scourge. Think about that. We know that the old blood heals every illness. We know that the old blood causes the beastly scourge, and we now know that the Ashen Blood caused the beastly scourge to spread. In short, it seems like people were infected with the Ashen Blood, and the medicine that they had only provided short-term relief, and they were forced to imbibe the old blood instead. It's even possible that the Healing Church used this Ashen Blood to gain power, swooping in with this miracle cure and liberating the people from the Ashen Blood disease. Since Ashen Blood seems poisonous in nature,
yeah, so that's what they got. Those guys in the red, they get like infected with it.
To use the old blood, because that excuse to get the populace to believe in you, that would have been so powerful. But whatever the case, the beastly scourge was triggered overwhelmingly in Old Yharnam. We know that much, to the point where they actually had to burn it down and cordon off Old Yharnam from the rest of the city. The red moon hangs low, and beasts rule the streets. Are we left no other choice than to burn it all to cinders? With this, the hunt became known to all. Perhaps the church feared an uprising from the people of Yharnam, for a note in central Yharnam reads, "When the hunt began, the Healing Church left us, blocking the great bridge to Cathedral Ward as Old Yharnam burned to the ground that moonlit night." As a result, Gurman's workshop was sealed and closed. With the scourge of the beast known to all, perhaps there was no need for secrecy anymore. The Saw Hunter badge comes to read, "Badge crafted long ago at the workshop attests to one's prowess as a hunter of beasts. The workshop is gone, and no group recognizes this meaningless badge." At this point, the church retreats. They block themselves off in Upper Cathedral Ward and come up with a new strategy for dealing with the scourge of the beasts that is spreading throughout Yharnam. Eventually, the workshop hunters would disband, and the church founded the Church Hunter Workshop in its place. Ludwig was the chief hunter of the Healing Church, which consisted of hunters garbed in black and white. The Black Church Hunter attire reads, "Most Healing Church hunters are elementary doctors who understand the importance of early prevention of the scourge, achieved by disposing of victims, even potential victims, before signs of sickness manifest themselves. Their black attire is synonymous with fear and that peculiar Yharnam madness. The Black Church Hunter's job was clear. Remove any sign of the scourge of the beast, even if it hasn't manifested itself yet. The fear that it inspired in the citizens shows. Most in Upper Cathedral Ward are deathly afraid of the church. The White Church Hunters' jobs were a bit different. These doctors are superiors to the Black Preventative Hunters and specialists in experimentally backed blood ministration and the scourge of the beast. They believe that medicine is not a means of treatment, but rather a method of research.
I didn't even realize that there were like
can only be attained by exposing oneself
doctors here and whatnot until like
experimentation might explain the monstrously
we got into like the clinic.
Would have been particularly useful in the fight against the beasts. Ludwig's greatsword exhibits several departures from the workshop's design, suggesting that the church anticipated much larger, inhuman beasts. On top of this, Ludwig took a much more overt approach to beast hunting. Nightly, he would embark upon central Yharnam, across the Great Bridge, to fight back against the beasts. But he was not alone. The population of central Yharnam joined the hunt as well, swelling the ranks of the hunters. Ludwig, the first hunter of the Healing Church, once recruited Yharnamites to serve as hunters. This hunter's attire was made for new recruits and has excellent straightforward defense, but not nearly enough to allow an ordinary man to stand any real chance against the beasts. It sounds like a very clever move, as it probably stopped the populace blaming the church and likely formed more of a us versus them mentality.
So they're just like the rebels
Meanwhile,
outside.
in Byrgenwerth, Master Willem had an epiphany. We are thinking on the basest of planes. What we need are more eyes. Willem took this very literally. The remaining students of Byrgenwerth appear to have been transformed into multi-eyed, fly-like creatures, and more importantly, Willem himself found an umbilical cord of a Great One, which was a very significant and powerful artifact. Provost Willem sought the cord in order to elevate his being and thoughts to those of a Great One by lining his brain with eyes, the only choice he knew if man were ever to match their greatness. Used to gain insight, and, so they say, eyes on the inside, although no one remembers what that truly entails. It's difficult to know exactly how Willem came across or created an umbilical cord, so we'll have to go into that in another video. Just know that he has one for now. When we encounter Willem, he directs us to the Great Lake. The power of great bodies of water is actually referenced in a few runes. Great volumes of water serve as a bulwark guarding sleep, and an augur of the eldritch truth. Overcome this hindrance and seek what is yours. The lake and what lies within it hides the truth. Rom, the Byrgenwerth spider, lies within, and there's a lot we don't know about her, but I'll tell you what we do know. The Byrgenwerth spider hides all manner of rituals and keeps our lost master from
All manner of rituals and keeps our lost master from us. Terrible shame. A lost master?
us. A terrible shame. The spider is certain to reveal nothing, for true enlightenment need not be shared. I believe this is what the vacuous part of Rom's name refers to. This creature is somehow hiding the true nature of the world, and when you defeat it, you don't need insight to see the world for what it truly is. The night moves forward. The blood moon descends, and after killing Rom, we are finally granted access to what remains of Yahar'gul, home of Mikolash and his school of Mensis. The school of Mensis appears to have grown apart from the Healing Church and the choir. There is little information on Mikolash and his school, but we can prove that there was a split. Firstly, Mikolash uses the Augur of Abritus, a secret rite of the choir shared among the high-ranking members of the Healing Church.
No,
This suggests he was
that's
trusted
weirdo.
with this information and was once a sane member of the church. To prove that there was a split between the Healing Church's choir and the school, we note clear signs of distrust and fighting between the groups. Imprisoned inside Yahar'gul is the corpse of a member of the choir, and inside the Nightmare of
Yeah, it's
Mensis,
insane
we find who
school,
the official
really.
guide calls Edgar, choir intelligence. Clearly, the choir was suspicious of what was going on in Yahar'gul with the School of Mensis, and based on what we find there in Yahar'gul, it seems the choir had good reason to be. The School of Mensis were attempting to commune with the Great Ones, and they succeeded. As Willem did, they found an umbilical cord. We find 4 cords in the game that allow contact with the Great Ones, and Mikolash had one. This cord granted Mensis audience with Murgo, but resulted in the stillbirth of their brains. As we know, most Great Ones reside in the Nightmare Realm, and whatever ritual they performed with this cord ripped Mensis and its students into a nightmare. That's why you find the lecture hall in the Nightmare, and that's why there's hundreds of dead students throughout Yahar'gul, all
Oh
wearing
my
the cage
God.
that appears to have delivered them to their harrowing nightmare. Mikolash's corpse provides a gateway into the nightmare, and we find him here, clearly insane, wandering
The hand on the
halls.
shoulder meme, oh my
Mikolash
god.
believes that it's possible to ascend towards becoming a Great One, citing Rom as his example.
Listen.
Rom, however, is not fully developed. Rather, she has the
No,
blood
but
of their kin. And let's just go
I
back
guess
to
that
Rom for a
explains that
second.
for it.
When you defeat Rom, Queen Yharnam appears. She's a Tumerian woman who has clearly suffered a childbirth gone horribly wrong. She is linked to the Nightmare of Mensis, to the ritual that Rom was hiding, and she appears in this nightmare, looking up towards Murgo's loft, where Murgo and his wet nurse reside. Queen Yharnam hails from the Tumerian civilization that was in power long ago, and she was blessed with a child of the Great Ones. From the way she appears outside Murgo's loft, it is clear that her consciousness, her spirit, was pulled into this nightmare as well. Even when you encounter Queen Yharnam's real self in the Tumerian tombs, the baby Mogo screams whenever you hit her, and even when you kill Yharnam in the tombs, it is clear that she is not actually dead, but her horrific consciousness is only asleep, and it stirs in unsettling motions. Her consciousness seems to be showing up here in the nightmare, completely separate from her physical form. The same thing is happening with you, with Mikolash, with the Great Ones.
I mean, I'm not surprised she's a boss.
You all exist in this nightmare that Mensis created. So your next question is, which Great One impregnated Yharnam with Mogo all those years ago? I believe it is formless Erden. The Great One Erden, lacking form, exists only in voice. To cite the fastest evidence to present, there's nothing in the cradle after you defeat Mogo, and Mogo himself, the child, has no form. Also, his cries are heard throughout your adventure. He exists everywhere. Additionally, Mogo's wet nurse has no form under those robes, and also, the women that are impregnated when this blood moon descends are all related to Erden. But we'll get to that.
Yes, that was the weird part. Yeah, because we didn't keep hearing those cries like throughout the game.
Thus far.
And I kept saying like, what is that? What is that? What's going on?
Nightmare slain.
Like, where is it coming from? We gotta rescue the baby.
It's elevated its consciousness to the nightmare realm, and the game is nearing its end. However, all of this should make you think. The nightmare of Mensis isn't the
kill the
only
boss
dream
and
I've set foot in, is it?
Just
this entire
cradle.
time, I've actually been journeying out from the hunter's dream, guided by lanterns that led me to Mogo and her wet nurse, all of which is made possible by Gurman and his doll. Travel to the hunter's workshop in the waking world and seek the truth. Every great one loses its child and then yearns for a surrogate. The third umbilical cord precipitated the encounter with the pale moon, which beckoned the hunters and conceived the hunter's dream. Next to the cord is the unanimated doll. Take a hairpin from this real doll and then pass it along to the doll in the dream. When you give her the hairpin, she sheds a single tear, which reads, "Created from the shining silver doll tear, this blood gem is a quiet yet unfaltering friend that continually restores HP, the life essence of a hunter. Perhaps this doll's creator had wished for such a friend.
Continuously restores HP.
It's clear that Gurman called upon the Great Ones using an umbilical cord, similar to the manner in which Mikolash did. The Great Ones that inhabit the nightmare are sympathetic in spirit and often answer when called upon. Gurman, lonely and lacking purpose after the church had no more need for his workshop, must have called upon the Great Ones. A Great One responded, the pale moon presence, and imprisoned Gurman within the dream. For while Gurman sleeps, he utters this rare piece of dialogue that clearly shows he does not want to be here.
Oh, Lawrence, Master Willem, somebody help me. Unshackle me, please. Anybody. I've had enough of this dream. The night blocks all sight. Oh, somebody, please.
So for what purpose was the dream conceived? Well, the doll tells us that
I was not expecting him to break down. Jesus.
And all of the graves tell us that as well. And Eileen and Jura both have dialogue that is testament to that fact. They talk about how they've been through this dream before as well. So why are hunters being sent through this dream, unable to pass away, just forced to go out into the world and kill beasts? It becomes clearer when you kill Mogo's wet nurse. You return to the hunter's workshop burning down, the dream's purpose fulfilled. Ergo, the purpose of your dream and your hunt appears to have been to slay a great one. 3 endings are presented to you. The first, Gurman offers you a way out of the dream. He asks you to accept your death, for if you do, then you'll awaken in the waking world of Yharnam, and your consciousness will be no longer linked to the dream. The trophy for this ending reads, "You lived through the hunt and saw another day." The second option is to reject Gurman. He suggests that to do so must be a decision caused by madness, and he pits his will against yours to forcibly remove you from the dream. All the while, he entreats you to accept your death and be freed from this dream. If you overpower Gurman, we meet with the Moon Presence, the being that appears to have conceived this nightmare, just like the nightmare Mogo conceived. If you overpower Gurman, we meet with the Moon Presence, the being that appears to have conceived this nightmare, just like the nightmare Mogo conceived. It embraces you and in the cutscene to follow, we see ourselves performing the same role that Gurman did, hosting the dream, likely a slave to the moon presence, or perhaps its surrogate child, guiding hunters throughout this dream in an effort to slay other Great Ones. The trophy for this ending reads, "Captivated by the moon presence, you pledge to watch over the hunter's dream." There's one key thing you need to remember. The Great Ones are a race, but they're a race unlike any other. Each Great One is entirely unique, and they do not necessarily work together. In fact, from the existence of the dream, I'm almost inclined to believe that the moon presence is hostile towards other Great Ones. In the third and final ending, you consume 3 umbilical cords and resist the will of the moon presence. You overpower it, and in the cutscene to follow, the doll coddles the being you have become. You have ascended, truly, as few have before you. The trophy description states, "You became an infant Great One, lifting humanity into its next childhood." So after the end of all this, you probably still have questions. What is pale blood? Why does the moon presence guide hunters?
I wonder how many I actually had. Like, I wonder how many I actually have gotten for me to have gone that. Probably would have been. I feel like I would have gotten at least 2 of them.
Towards killing beasts.
There's
and
3
Great
of them.
Ones.
I feel like I
Which ending is
probably
the
would have
good
gotten.
ending?
You had one
For all
shit.
this and more, you need to be subscribed to the channel. I'll have another video out soon
Yeah, that's better.
analyzing the endings, and from here on out, the channel should split into 3
Thanks.
main parts. There's going to be
Well,
the
maybe
lore
I
hunting
thought I had
series,
to,
where we
but
focus on
that's fair.
one aspect of the lore
Oops.
and really figure it
I
out.
do remember
There's
seeing
going to be
it.
Prepare to Cry, which is my favorite
But,
series.
yeah.
It's a series where I tell the
Huh.
story of a character within Bloodborne's universe, and there's going to be Things You Missed, which are short, enjoyable episodes that showcase an area of the game and tell you everything that you missed within it. The criteria for these episodes is generally, if I find something I think I missed or something I did miss, then I include it in that episode. So those are the 3 main series we're going to have. There's also going to be other videos, of course, but
A good video. That's a good summary. I'm like letting it like set in for a sec, huh? I feel like in the hospital area. That makes sense. Okay, yeah. In the clinic area. And the library one, huh? Weird. I'm surprised I missed those. Because I was running through them quite a bit. There's probably a secret I've missed or was right in front of me. Interesting. That's very cool. It was just kind of like I just had to check it out. Because I feel like I had some understanding and like a little bit here and there. Um, I feel like I didn't quite notice the more like I know there was like the blood moon, but more like blood related stuff affecting like characters until like later in the game. Um, it's very interesting. 'Cause, yeah, I didn't really think about like all the doctors clinic stuff. I mean, like it's not like Dishonored, but when my brain thinks about like Dishonored, the game's like a rat like plague that like corrupts everything. Um, but no, here it's like they kind of use their like blood magic and like nightmare fueled stuff with it. Um, yeah, it's always kind of cool just seeing these like storytelling like throughout the environment. Cause I feel like we got like a little bit of info like throughout it, but not quite like everything, you know. I generally thought it was like pretty cool. Um, that's quite wild for me to go through. I like dig that quite a bit. Pretty proud. I feel like, oh, man, I feel like seeing those other bosses. I just want to like get into it again. I'm kidding, not right now, but I never update or shit. Won't play right away, but maybe down the line, maybe a couple months or so. There's so many things that are coming out. That was very good. I feel very happy at being that, and now that like again we're like catching up with the stuff we want to do. So like Time Stranger and whatnot's coming out, or I want to play more Time Stranger, and then like Tales of Symphonia. it'll be up there, and like fighting games throughout. Those are kind of like my main focuses at the moment. Um, I haven't bought my tickets to the Mario movie yet, but I do want to watch it, and I feel like to have fun with it. A couple of things. I have Mario All Stars, so I'll be down to play some Mario 3. Um, I also have like Mario Sunshine, so I feel like we should do some like All Stars. I feel like it'd be kind of fun to play through Mario 3. So I might try to do that. I might get the Retron going here. Maybe pretty solid. We kind of want to get that. We can mess with the retro tank with it as well. Gives me a good old excuse to whip it out. I realize I don't have I don't think I have Mario World on any of my consoles really. I have it on my like let's see, I think on my 3DS. I think that's how we beat it before, like a while back. So I thought I would have had it on my Wii U, but no, I have Mario 64. Yeah, so it's like, of course I have that one. Um, you know, but I'm generally excited. It'd be kind of fun. I enjoyed the first movie. Thought I was having a good time. Uh, just gonna eat some popcorn. Been missing going to the movie theaters, you know. Let me get some music as I'm doing this too, by the way. But like, it'll be fun. It is funny seeing the Star Fox rumors happen. And we just finished the Star Fox game on the GameCube. Which is funny how that turns out. Like, I kind of love that. That's the wrong one. 1 second. Got too many chords. Something I want to do eventually, personally, is that I feel like I kind of want to hack my 360. Like, I had my Xbox 360 for so long, and I heard it's relatively easy. I kind of want to hack it sometime. I don't know when. I think it's a lot easier to do it these days. Don't mind that. Oh shit! Isn't the Super Meat Boy game out now? Oh my god. Damn it. Damn it, sorry, it just hit me. I was like, damn, that'd be a lot of fun to play through. Too many stuff. Alright, I just realized, like, isn't that, I think it just came out either today or tomorrow. I don't know, I'm out of brain for it after I just played it, like the demo. 1 second. Almost situated. Oh yeah. I love Sonic 3. Sonic Racing. Jesus. We're doing Mario, bro. Should we get the Retron? We had to mess with the colors a little bit. I'll change the title in a second. Want to check it out. It's very funny, going from Bloodborne to Mario. The mood shift is actually kind of crazy. So I'm just looking for something. I'm gonna try to mess with it. Hit the lights. Can't see shit. I just have my remote going around here. I was moving my stuff. I can mess with it later. But I just wanted to see if I had it on hand with me. There, so, it's right in front of me. It was right next to me, I just couldn't see it. It's so catchy. Yeah, let's mess with it, right? So it's like a... profile? Yeah. It's like Nintendo SNES? These are wild names. At least with this one here. No. Really, those colors are not it. My eyes. Try to look at them. That was like a CRT one. I'm about to make my whole SNES one here right now. Well, that's too cool looking. What is this format? gonna do this one here. Oh wow. The capture looks so much different than what we're seeing here. Oh my god. Alright, we're gonna mess with it here. Trust. Some scan lines here. No. Here we go. Sorry. Like this around here. We gotta. I'm down for some Mario, bro. And we're in the desert. We gotta go for it. That's a warm up. Ow. I thought it would land on you. Jesus. Alright. Trust. We're pros. Locking in. Hell yeah. Us. I'm dying. No, stop. No, 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 no. I refuse. I'm trying to get used to the movement. There we go. Hell yeah. So don't overthink it. Wow, that's depressing. Sis. I panicked. I panicked. I had it. I panicked. Don't mind me. I'm getting used to it. I'm warming up. Trust. Trust. Shit. Oh, wait, peek. Like a champ. First try, let's go. Damn. Here we go. I was trying to get it. I was trying to grab it. My bad, my bad. We're warming up. Warm up's over. We'll get through. I'm overthinking it. Let's go. Why is it going the other way? Let's see. I just had to warm up a little bit. Don't want to talk about it. Yeah, that looked nice. So it's a very colorful looking game. Oh, yeah. Yeah, some people aren't a fan of All-Stars, and I kind of get it. Because I don't think they changed the art style for each game. But like overall, the color scheme for it's like very pleasing to me. It's very funny too. I go to stores, and they put All-Stars as the same amount as Mario World, which is so bizarre to me. Because you get like, 3 games with this. I guess 3 or 4. If you count like 2 like full versions. Oh my god. Didn't talk about it. Jeez. So we do it. Lay the pipe. They're gonna have those power-ups. I'll probably save that for later. I don't think I ever knew how to use the items before when I played it on my 3DS. I think, yeah, the first time I played through Mario 3 was on my 3DS. And having it as like a handheld was a great time. The frick. I did not see that. Look at us. Look at pro. From zero to hero just like that. Rocks. Oh no. Bro! Damn. Ah! Jesus Christ. Oh my god, I hate this man. Oh my god. Let me see. That's fine. Okay, so we're in the middle. Let's go to the right. It's a lovely day in the neighborhood. Oh my god. Oh. I can explain. Just hear me out. Don't know what that did. No shit. I thought I could make that. Not bad. I thought I could make it. Alright. Alright. We gotta go for it. I'm too careless. That's my bad trait. We'll work on it. I gotta do it. Okay. Item. Worth it? Bob. Oh. Let's get out of here. Whew. No, we really got something out of it. More than the pyramid bull crap. Whoa, this is pretty. Right. Now I. We good? Oh my god. Yeah, I don't like them. I'll take it. I feel better now. The king. Here we go. That turned into a worm. Would you love me if I was still a worm? Probably if I didn't play like that. It'll be fine. What the hell? Perfect. Wow. That is good. Look at us. Hmm. I got you, King. If we get the shoe, yeah. See, I like this area, and onward, go just out of the desert. The desert isn't bad, but you know, desert levels in Mario games, I feel like those can be a little, I feel like if they ever did it, I feel like we need more, like, tombs and, like, barrow stuff. I mean, there's, like, caves and whatnot, or pyramid stuff, but, like, I feel like they can be more cool with it. I never played Mario Wonder. Oh my god, am I gonna hit? Fuck. I'm hearing it's kind of a lot for what it is. Yeah. I was kind of hoping I'd be able to get the power up. It's okay. I should have just got out of there. You son of a bitch homed in on me. Let me see. God damn it! The squid! The stupid squid is getting in my way. It's just getting comes in front of me. It just shows up and just cocks me. I'm like, what? The homing. I'm like floating, mind my business. I'm going about this wrong. I gotta think like a squid, bro. Think like a squid. Be the squid. Hear me out. I play Sonic games in my defense. I got beef with a squid, bro. Oh my god, I missed my chance. Whatever. We don't need it. Let's see. And that's what happens when you overthink it. my god. And that's what happens when you don't think. I think let's just put him to sleep. I don't want to waste it. So here you just don't want to get in the water. I don't do it on purpose. I do not do it on purpose. I promise. It's okay. Shame. The guy that plays platformers has. It's always funny, yeah. Mario games always have a harder time for me than other platformers for whatever reason. It's just because I'm not used to getting tapped and getting like hurt without having like an attack move. In a lot of platformers, unless you get like a power up, you know. Dude, I can't even grab that. Okay. It bounces you like down into it. I was hoping I could like grab it now. Oh, jeez. I tried to go the other way and then he went for me. Alright, no more as the nice guy. I'm cracking in. I'm cracking in. We're cracked out. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't call it Mario games like hard, but the more like easy to F up. Oh my god, I thought I could jump over it. We had a good flow. I mean, at least we know what to do to get this power up. Just give me that shroom. Oh my god. I almost had it. It's okay. What the? Okay, so how did that... That was my bad. That was my bad there. Alright. Let me fill my water. I'm gonna lock in, dude. I actually want to keep playing. Cause like I feel like I can get through this world. Give me a second. So what? Don't go anywhere. I'm just gonna turn off my camera for a sec. Alright, sorry, I'm back. This game comforting. It's very relaxing. I feel like stress, but it's like a fun stress. Alright, let's plow through this. Really a cozy game. This is very pure. Jeez. We good? No! Really stick the landing. I spoke too soon. Dude. That was right in my grasp. That P-switch did me dirty. That P-switch really did me dirty. I thought it was gonna be something helpful. Nah. It was like that one. And then I overthink it. Let me try this. Ow. I keep thinking to like hit my feet, but no, I have to like jump for like my hitbox to like go in. Trust, we got this. Jesus. Yeah. Like, get me out of here. Get me out of there. Hooray. Oh, Jesus. Help. Marked. Okay. Alright. I'll learn my lesson. I think we'll be able to do it. We'll show off what we learned from experience. We got this. We can do it. Yes. Oh no. My bad. How did you get me from there? I'm shocked. They had to get a little... I thought it was high enough. They have to be like right under. Dude, I'm so clumsy. I did not mean to do that on purpose, I swear. There's... I feel... It's not really me. It's more so me. It's not getting like used to the controls a little bit. Be like slipping a little bit. There we go. Let's just get a power up, you know? I thought I was gonna get it. And then it didn't come out. I'll take it. I gotta just make it over. It's fine. It's fine. Crazy. Where am I? I missed my... Oh. Oh, I was over here. I was confused. I was like, wait. I just ignored the pipe. I just totally ignored it. I was on a mission. That's what I was doing. Balls. On. It's all the way down, damn. Yeah. Oh my god. There it is. Nice. Jeez. What? Oh, that just completely... Go over here. Jeez, alright, sorry. I get quiet, I'm focused, I'm trying to make it through. There's so much chaos. I did not see those pitfalls. Okay. I'm underwater. Oh my god. Why would they do this to me? Why would they do this to me? Because I told him to do. Oh shit. Oh, it's taking me all the way back? Shit. That reset does it go back to my last save? Let me see. Damn. Let me see. Yeah, I think so. The castle is crushed though, which is funny. The game saves that part. Let's go. Yeah, see, this level's got nothing on me. Well, yeah, it's in my live counter as well. It just, yeah, it just kind of takes you back. Oh, interesting. Go, go, go. That was clean. Yeah. When I say something. Okay, I'll take anything. Could have done without the frog. Oh, I'm actually have to do this level myself. Oh no. Oh no. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. Can you hear me sigh in disappointment? We good. We good. We good. We're pro. Oh my god. Of all the things that kill me, the tiny fish at the end kills me. Oh no, you're terrible. I knew using you would be something I was not gonna be prepared for. I mean, you got the height. I won't lie. Oh shit. You grabbed the box, you maniac. You grabbed This stupid box. One more time. Okay, maybe not. I think that's a sign. I'm playing so terribly tonight. Alright, guys. I think we're okay. I'm playing so bad. That's Mario 3. I'll have to play more next time. I'll have to get ready for it. I'm just not used to the controls. I used to play other platformers. I'm not a Mario guy, actually. I'll be honest. I do not play that many Mario games. In terms of like platformers, really. Besides, I played more of the 3D ones. I have played like through some of them. Just not nearly as much as other ones. That's just the thing. So every time I jump in, I'm slipping and sliding like crazy. I'm always holding out that run button. And I'm just so reckless. It's fun. I'll catch y'all later. Take it easy. Be safe out there. Later.